Because I had forgot to record that bit, but that's all right. I can add that bit in for the people who've missed it today. And got the sun right in my face now, which is quite nice, except for when I'm trying to look at the screen. So if you've finished, that's okay, Jenny. Just carry on. Yeah, it's fine. You can carry on. I just want to hear because Maida's got to go in 10 minutes, so I just wanted to see how that was for you, Maida.
So you mean to read everything?
No, you don't have to read everything, but what do you feel like you've learned from that exercise?
Learn from learn. When I look at this exercise, you know, I'm in totally in a new life, totally new life. You know, like this was past life. Now I'm here, and my interests are. Now I have time for everything. What is my interest? I just want to connect more with my power. I want to connect with the feminine energy, because all my life for last 30 years I was in masculine energy, you know, because I was a single mother. So I'm creating something totally new. And you know, I have also I recognize myself when you talk about how some old friends will just go, you know, cannot accept my new path, you know. So I'm on the edge, you know, or just have to do some movement and fly. You know? Yeah. So it's very interesting. It's like an adventure for me. And when you ask when will you go for it, with some things I'm working now on some things, you know, but most of the things I will start to do in September, October, something like this. Yeah, I want the summer just to have fun for the summer. Yeah, I need a lot of courage, and I need to overcome some fears. Yeah, but I like this. It's not new page, it's totally new book.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Maida, that's amazing. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. And I have to go now.
Yeah, I know you have to go. So thank you.
I'm going to my dancing class, you know.
Nice.
Hip hop, something like that. It's crazy. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Bye. See you
Bye.
tomorrow, Maida. Okay. So who would like to share next what they've learned from this exercise, and in terms of what you want and how that's showing up in your life, and whether you are likely to be able to give that to yourself. Marcelina?
So what I've learned is that a lot of those things are not the things that I want, are not actually for me. Like there's a bigger understanding, or like meaning there, which is quite powerful. And then I've also learned that I am on purpose and that I am already in a space, getting those things or being on a journey to get those things, to be in that space. So yeah, really good.
Fabulous. And what's your number one goal?
Like from this?
Yeah.
It's probably the last one I wrote, but it's very, like, I'm very conscious of sharing it.
So there's a little bit of fear coming up, is there?
Yeah, because it's like,
that's the only reason I asked you, because I can feel that. And so let's just break through that a little bit, shall we?
because like it's very big, and I have this thing of like, well, why me? Why am I supposed to be the person of bringing this to the world? Like, what is so special,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want people to think that this is about me, because I don't feel like it's about me. I feel like it's about whatever it is that I feel written down. So yeah, anyway. Well, so what the last one I said was, I want to have this tool with me to spread, share, to help in conscious healing of the world and ascension into the new vibrations and realms. And I want to be in the movement of it happening. So that's what it is.
Beautiful. You're already in it, Marcelina.
Yes, I guess so.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I guess I don't. Yeah, in some
Yeah,
way, yeah.
you're already in
So,
it.
like,
So
yeah,
it's
I want to, like, I know I'm in it in a way, but like, yeah, I want to give more of that in different ways. I don't know.
beautiful. And that, self-love and self-acceptance and growing and changing and healing ourselves is all part of the movement. Each individual stepping up into doing what they love and doing what they want adds to the wave of humanity in the same position. And there's no we've all got equal amounts of purpose and power and passion, but it seems quite big. It seems like, oh, it's really big, because it is really big, but we are really big too. We are really powerful and can be on purpose with our mission and be a part of that great awakening, as it's been coined, and be in place, take our place amongst the choir. So we're not just singing alone in the bath. Everybody's vibration is important, and everybody's vibration gets raised the more and more we become into our own love. And it begins here, and then it can spread out. Brilliant. I love that, Marcelina. That's really cool.
Thank you for making me say it.
Jenny.
Did I learn yeah, I think they're all intertwined, and I guess I learned that they're all actually like really key. Like everything I wrote lots of like little writing, so there's a lot there, but it's just all key. The word confidence keeps coming up, which is interesting because, like I said, I'm generally confident, but there's always that fear. And yeah, like what you said, maybe not for me, it's like, why me? But it's like, I wrote here, yeah, thinking I'm not able to be that person running that class. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually did, the Miracle Morning calls. I did I ran maybe 5 or 6 of them once. I just couldn't do it because it was early morning, to be honest. But like even on my first one that I did, even though I was following a structure that everyone did, but I got to choose the videos. I led the stretching, I chose the meditation, I chose the motivational video. Like one guy, it was like a, you know, middle-aged man, was like, wow, the energy you brought, like that was really different to the other ones and stuff like that. So I think I could have that magical touch and by being me, but that's kind of scary, like how seeing myself in your position essentially is like, whoa. And it's all about discipline, because it's also like, yeah, let's do it. And then you do 2 classes and then you're like, oh, but I'm traveling this week. Like, oh, but I'm this. Oh, I was going to say I have kids, but I don't have kids. Like, oh, but this, oh, but that. It's really easy in the future. It's really easy to then, you know, postpone and start giving up because of the fear. But then you're not coming across serious to the people. And so how can they commit if you're not committed? So there's probably that fear of commitment coming up, which actually I didn't write that down, but that's a good one. And then what I want to create is, I think what's really important, apart from like stepping into the power and all that, is like a safe space for people. So everything you say is, and yeah, just changing their life as well, even if it's a little bit, you know, even if it's one person, like it helps. And then in terms of the actual movement, because I started some other dancing, you know, earlier last year, and then I've done dancing in my childhood, and I held back from that for so long. And now with this, it's like you're mobile and more flexible, and then you're more feminine, and then you're more sexy, and then you just walk around more like empowered, because in your mind you know what you're doing at home, like you know what I mean, you know all this cool stuff you're doing. And I like that feeling, I guess. I don't know if it's like an element of significance, but for myself, do you know what I mean? Because then people feel that energy, and they're like, I literally met two like random millionaires the other night, and they were just like, oh, it doesn't matter about their money, but it was like the weirdest place. I was like in their huge house and blah, blah, blah. I'm just this little girl, and they're like, you have such unique energy. And people feel like when you start doing shit like this, they feel it. And I want to emanate that, but like without having to disclose to the wrong people or bring in toxicity and negativity. And does that make sense? I'm saying a lot of stuff, a lot came out basically, but it's like, yeah.
That's beautiful, Jenny. I like what you're getting at.
Yeah, I think there's a theme, but it's a bit spread out currently.
Yeah. And actually, you know, what you just brought up there, the fear of commitment, I haven't even got that in my fears list, but actually, isn't that something? Because in order to commit to something and be successful, we have to give it energy and we have to commit to it. So I'm going to stick that in my list of fears from here on in, because it's a massive fear for so many people in this day and age as well. Like commitment, what's that? I'm a butterfly.
Yeah.
And you have to give, like, you give commitment to a person, you give commitment to work, you give commitment. It means that you have to work at it. You have to have the discipline to work at whatever it is that you're committed to. And if you don't work at it, it's not going to work for you, is it? So that's a really good point, Jenny. I like that. Harry, have you still got somebody in the room behind you?
I can talk though. It's
Yeah.
my daughter, so
I was just checking that if
That's
you
why I
could
blurred.
actually talk. Yeah.
mine is I mean, I had a lot, but most of you already know all the other ones because I already told you what they are. But a big one for me is technology, my fear of technology and of getting it wrong all the time and not being able to teach a class because I'm afraid, or not wanting to do it because I'm afraid that I'm not gonna be able to do it. And I guess the reason that I haven't done it is because I haven't done it. I'm always afraid I'm going to break something or mess it up or get connected off to Russia or something, and I just never know what's going to happen.
Good. Yeah. And actually, we'll be touching on this much more over the coming weeks. And, I sent you that thing about Zoom and music and all of those things. But one of the things that I've started doing, or I've not started doing it, but since I've been teaching about getting on Zoom, is that once this weekend is over, that you get on Zoom together and just play with it. So that you can see what it does and doesn't do. You can just play with the music, get that Spotify thing to work for you. I mean, do you use Spotify, Terry?
Yes.
Yeah. So like that information that I gave you is really going to help. So you just get on Spotify and start playing with it, familiarize yourself with it more, and then you won't feel so daunted by it. And yes, technology sometimes does go wrong. And if you're someone like me, I know I've got to do a lot of the time, but it takes me quite a long time to do it. You may have noticed, I'm not, I didn't get born with the phone in my hand. I was having this conversation with Marcelina a couple of weeks ago. I didn't get my first mobile phone until I was 33. So like, it's just not a thing that has been in my life all my life. The internet didn't come out till, mostly the end of the 90s. Like
We were in our 20s, our late 20s when it came out. I mean, we didn't grow up with a computer in our house. I never had a computer.
Exactly. So all these things that are second nature to the younger people amongst us, it's a bit more clunky. And so you have to play with it a little bit more. But that's why I did that guide for idiots, if you like, technophobes, with the Zoom and music thing to help you just get over that a little bit. And then practice. Oh, that's nice, Marcelina. Marcelina's a tech wizard. So she's really good with tech and really fast. And she thinks it's funny that I
new
can't
best friend.
Yeah. She thinks it's funny that I can't do all these things like really easily. So that's okay. That's why she's working for me. Because I need to surround yourself with people that can do things, yeah. But what I need is her here beside me, like doing everything while we're on the video instead of like
Listen, get me a room, I'll move in.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I understand that, Terry, and this can be overcome just by hanging out with friends, hanging out with the people here, and just having a little play, because the fear of technology is there's not a lot you can do to break it, really. And Zoom and Spotify, they're both quite easy to use. It's just a case of getting over your fear. And sometimes there's a power cut, and sometimes things do go wrong. And so like that's kind of out of your hands. And I think most people know that as well, that are working online like this. So yeah. Cool. Fabulous. So, Melissa, do you want to share anything, or you don't have to? I know you didn't
Well,
just do this exercise.
one thing out of that is my fear is money, basically, and can't do, because I am disabled, but I'm dyslexic as well. So words and money is the hardest thing in my life. So I can't. If I was good at it, I would do it, but I know that would never happen for me. So basically, it sucks.
But
It does.
do you know my beautiful friend and teacher down in the New Forest, Sinead?
Oh yeah, the one you said we're gonna try and.
Yeah, I will get you
Okay.
together with her one day. When she
been
does,
with a baby.
yeah, she's just had a baby. She had a baby. And so Sinead she was on your course, wasn't she? So yeah, Sinead has offered to give Melissa a bit of mentorship, and then because they live quite close to each other, and then you don't have to do your own class. You can just go and help Sinead with hers once she gets them up
Yeah.
and off the ground. And then you won't have to worry about any of those things. You can just
No, it's like if I get because Mum was saying to me the other day, would I like to get a job? But problem is my height, and it's the money as well.
your
'Cause I-
height.
Yeah, because
What
I
you want a job as a fireman or something?
no shopkeeper. You know the shelves are so high. I said to the shopkeeper, I think I might have to bring my own step ladders in because I'm so short. I have to step on the fridge to try and get a piece of steak. Oh,
Yeah.
it's hard
Okay.
for me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. But like, yeah. So I don't think that should stop you. I think you have quite a nice life, don't you? You enjoy yourself. You get away on holiday
Like,
quite
I would
often.
get a job. I feel so bored at home most days.
Wow. Then let this be the training that enables you to
All
do
I do after swimming is fall asleep.
that. Ah.
So, and Mum moans at me. She's like, "What time do you call this?" It's like, you fall asleep on the sofa as well. So stop bashing on at me.
Mm. Yeah.
So,
I love your energy, Melissa. I think you'd be great as like a sous teacher, you know, like a sous chef, like a second
Yeah.
teacher in class, or do a
Oh,
joint class. Or,
yeah.
I think you're amazing.
I've been
Beautiful. Okay, thanks, Melissa. Thanks for sharing. And Anne, are you there? Are you there behind the camera anywhere around? Or have you just got the... Oh, hello. Why haven't we been seeing your beautiful face? Can you unmute yourself?
Sorry, I'm after talking to myself there. I didn't realize I was on mute still. Yeah, I found that really helpful. Yeah, it's really interesting when you look at, I'm just looking back at what I wrote. I just wrote it into like my journal. But it's really interesting when you look at like what you want and what has stopped you from doing it. And like some others have said, like confidence is a big thing that has come up. And I feel like, and I think the question there about when you want to do it, like it definitely made like I keep getting like, and it's happened before where like I'm like, right, I'm gonna start this now with the other like therapies and mindfulness and the other classes I can do. Like it gets to the point where I'll say, right, I'll start at whatever month, and then it gets closer. So then I kind of think, oh, and I kind of have been pushing it off to really start it properly because that's like doubt, and it's like, yeah, there's something keeps holding me back, and I go into what I'm used to and what I've been comfortable doing for a long time. So then when the question was like at the end where you say like, so when will you go for it? Like that's also good because I had to write down like, you know, just seeing like I know I need to like I know I need to just go for the things and like just start them, but I keep kind of finding reasons to delay or like procrastinate or yeah. So yeah, I think like there's definitely there like, but also like a reason that I want to do this as well is like I like the way when you go, like I like the way that this is all about like embracing yourself and like no judgment and everybody's welcome and like they're all so important. So then but at the same time, there are areas that I've always had to work on myself, like because for so long I wouldn't have had that, like I wouldn't have had low self-esteem and like lacked confidence. And but I suppose then you have to like it's like trying to remember that like the other people you would hope like this is what you're trying to instill in the class. So you would hope then that there would be that sense of acceptance and like lack of judgment or as well. But yeah, definitely that's probably, and like obviously then you want through the classes to help other people feel like that they can be themselves and to express themselves and that you can go to like a safe space and like feel you can just be yourself. Like yeah, I've written a lot down but I found it very helpful. Thanks.
Beautiful. And I think that yeah, the when you go for is like a really good thing because it makes us make an agreement with ourselves in some ways. So like what I noticed for my own, because I always do this exercise as well every time because I like to see the progression of it actually. All the things that I've ever written down, if you can imagine, I've been doing this for 16 years. Like, I would say that at least 90% of them have come into fruition or are in the process of being in fruition. It's so important that you actually think and feel and really think about what it is that you want, and then you can absolutely go for it. And so for me this time I've got like, yeah, I've got my 5 things there, and all what has kept it from you so far is in every case time. And this is my like biggest problem in life these days, of just not having enough time to do all those things that I want to do. And so I think one of the things that I've been, that's why I said that this teacher training is the last time that I'm doing this online in this way. And that's why I'm making the video series this time, so that I can free up some time to do other things for myself. So I feel like it's really now every single one of those plans is all about not having enough time. So my my aim now, what I've learned is that like time, I need to create more time. And so I want to be able to do that for myself in the next couple of months, just free up a little bit of time to spend time on these processes and get my new dreams out there into reality. So I feel like, yeah, I've really learned that today about myself. I just need more time. So yes, Jenny.
What was your like biggest stop thing, like way back when maybe you were just starting to teach? Like,
Yes. It would be interesting to have a look at that, wouldn't it? I think like actually when I first started doing this teacher training, I don't know if we did this exercise. I think we did it in the first one. I think this exercise has been there since the beginning, since Amoda did it. And interestingly enough, one of the problems for me then was time too, because I was actually on maternity leave when we did the teacher training, but then I was going back to work, like, I don't know, in the next couple of months or something. So what I actually did was I went back to work, but I shared my job with another woman who had kids. So we did half time. So I was working 3 or 2 up. And then within a year, I just totally left that job and started my business, started working with the School of Ecstatic Movement stuff and the shamanic stuff more seriously. So it was time, and also it was about, although I had loads of skills, I wasn't in the same position that I am. I always thought that I had to do something more, that I didn't own my I always felt like I was a little bit of a fake, that I was just like being, I'd learned all a little bit of self-doubt inside. I felt like I was like not as good as Moda, not as good as Simon, not as good as my teachers, and therefore there was something holding me back. So I think I lacked a bit of confidence in those days. And in fact, that's why that was my biggest thing about reaching a bigger audience, because I was used to working with smaller people, small groups and things, and I wanted to do more. And that's why in 2010, I went to Success Resources and Millionaire Mind Intensive, and then did the whole warrior camp and all those things that put me in a much bigger space with people, because there was thousands of people there, and I forced myself to get on stage as often as I could, so that I could like put myself in that position of being in front of a bigger audience. And then one of my goals from being in that space was like, I want to work at Warrior Camp. That was like one of my biggest goals. And that's happened this year. A couple of, like last month, I was working at Warrior Camp, and a couple of years ago, I worked at Wizard Camp, which is both of those to do with Success Resources and this transformational work they do. So I think it's like, yeah, just having a little bit more confidence in myself, and yeah, and trust in my abilities. And I think what's happened over the years, Jenny, is that like I stopped being a student, although I am still a student very much. I've done something, and I started being a teacher, a facilitator, a healer, because I got to the point in my life where I was like, right, I have soaked up so much knowledge, gained so much, and now I need to let that go and let it flow. And now I think, yeah, I'm the same age as you, Terry. I'm 53, and I'm like, there's not a lot that can intimidate me in this world of dance and healing and transformation. And I think I've just grown into my power around it. And like, that's not the same for every part of my life. There's definitely things that I'm working on in different aspects of my life. But in terms of this, in terms of my growth and my mission, which is all about like, a bit like you, Marcelena, I want to be on the forefront of this ascension energy and making the change. I've always known that I'm here to do that. So all my life is just like about letting go of the layers that stop me doing that. And it used to be about money as well. It was like money was an issue. Like I think I lived for many years like my mum in poverty consciousness. And I think that I don't have that anymore. So it seems like whatever, I mean, I'm not raking in tons and tons of cash or anything like that, but my needs are being met, and every step of the way there seems to be enough to take the next step. And I really trust that about life now. So I think that was a long-winded answer, but yeah, that's how it's changed. I think I trust everything a little bit more, and I know my capabilities. And that's why one of my dreams at the moment is like massive, that I just think, whoo, that's a big one, and am I worthy of this again? And I just feel like, wow, well, it's calling me. It's been calling me for a while, and I'm gonna kind of give it a go, but I've got to free up this space and time and energy for that.
Are you sharing? No.
Got
Oh.
this vision of working with veterans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I said that.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah. Aw.
yeah, and I feel like it's massive, but something is really cool to work in that way and gather a team around me. It's not just about me at all. It's about gathering to work. Have you lost me?
No. Do you know that he's an ex-veteran and he shares loads of mindset stuff? I think he might do some property as well, but he's a lot on social media. I can't remember his name on there right now, but I'll share him with you because like he's so passionate about mindset, and he's ex. And like you
cool.
should speak to him because he's like all over it, and you never know, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, send it my way,
Yeah, I'll send you. I just can't remember
because
it.
this is something that's just like, it's much bigger than me. Totally much bigger than me, but I also just feel this energy growing for it. And I've, you know, the people that I'm speaking to that I think, yeah, you're possibly a part of this, are going, right, yes, let's do this, let's do that. It's like, it's out of my hands. So I feel like, well, yeah, this is right.
This guy, David Smith, Mindset Soldier, he does loads of mindset videos. He's an ex-soldier, mindset soldier, ex-military, a military MID, mindset and mental health, proud father. TikTok, 250,000 followers.
Amazing.
Do you know him? Did you find him?
No, but I will look him up. I'm not going to look him up right now.
No. I thought that I'll send it to you.
Okay, brilliant.
He's cool. Okay.
Oh, we've come to the end of our session today. So what I would like to hear is your biggest learning from today. Starting with you, Marcelina. I'm just going to go around as I see you on my screen.
You didn't give me time to think. What's the biggest learning? Well, I keep thinking of that fear, and it's been lingering since like last week or something. Like the awareness of it. So I don't know. I don't know what the learning is there, but maybe is that I'm just gonna be working on it the next 4 days. So yeah, I'll just say that. And it was an awesome session. I love everyone sharing and like how deep we went, and that we all feel safe and open to talk about it all. And I hope everyone, felt the support. And yeah, Anyway, that's it.
Thanks, Marcelina. Melissa, what's your takeout from today?
Learning about the fears and the other stuff that you said, and mostly just learning new things on here.
Okay, thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Jenny.
Am I not mute? Biggest takeaways, yeah, definitely the sharing, how deep it got. It's always up and things are always up and down in life, but I think there are just so many haters are gonna hate, you know, like there's just so many, like the amount of toxic comments my mom has made about anything I've ever chosen to do, but then like suddenly she wants to be part of it, which makes it even more toxic. You know, yeah, I guess I'm just learning, you know, I am still here. I'm still done everything I've ever wanted to do. I just fight against that, I guess. And we just have to be ourselves. I always get like philosophical, like question life, because then I'm always like, what are we doing here? Like, we're just these humans that have a mind, that have emotions. Like, what is this? Like, you know, then that's a bit extra. But yeah, I'm getting like more into it now, and I don't know, I feel like it's really becoming more real, so that's really cool. Like, we're putting pieces of the puzzle together, and we're all in it together, which is so nice. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thanks.
Terry.
I had to write it down. It just came in my head. I am not my fears and can overcome them with a little help from my tribes.
Beautiful.
So thank you all for listening. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Terry. Anne, I know you've come late to the table today and you'll have an opportunity. I hope I'm going to get that video to you tonight.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, I'll watch it this evening. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, even just from like the short time that I was here and hearing other people talking, I think it's just like, you know, so like you kind of realize that a lot of people, like a lot of, you know, we feel a lot of similar feelings when we want to do this type of work. And you might go to a session with somebody, and then as you get to know the person more, you realize, oh, that person had insecurities, and that person, you know, and like it's kind of normal. I keep reminding myself that having these, like feeling like that at the start is normal. And you know, lots of people maybe I admire or I find really helpful, they've also felt similar feelings at some stage. So I think that helps. And yeah. So and yeah. Thanks. I wasn't really here for very long. Oh yeah.
Okay. Great. You've got going on there. You sound quite like Marcelina when she Googles too. You've got the same laugh. Similar laugh. Good. Okay. So thank you all for being here today. Minutes after 6. So I invite you to get to your feet. Take good care of yourself this evening. I'm going to get out of the sun and let's just let this go. So all of those good learnings that we've taken in today, everything that we've worked with, and all the visualizations and everything that we're saying yes to. Thank you. I accept. I receive. Yes. Thank you. I accept. I receive. Yes. Thank you. I accept. I receive. And we're just going to let that go. stretching up to the sky and whoosh. Just let that go. I will see you here tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. Try not to be late if you can. And we'll be doing lots of things. So same. Look after yourselves tonight. Make sure you get some good sleep. And yeah, be here bright and ready to go. So see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.